All right, welcome back, everyone. We're gonna jump into a game that I hope you find entertaining. This time, we got a couple idiots here again. As you'll see, we have the true idiot here in gray. We have the idiot, the original, in blue. Now, this other fellow here, and you may think he's just another idiot, but he is not. This game features the one and only BazookaBlowJoe. Playing here, remind me, Magyars. So we got pocket Magyars on our side here. The true idiot playing as the Mongols. Gotta love it on MegaRandom. Over on the other flank, the idiot here in blue as the Britons. We'll see how that stacks up with the other team here. So across from blue, we have evil Tirana playing as the Ethiopians. His pocket in yellow is, if we can click. Ooh, that's gonna be hard to say for me at least. Escartal Engel, maybe, playing as the Huns. And then the other flank for this team, purple, we have Kampfgnome playing as the Burgundians. I like the Burgundians, pretty fun civ, get those early eco upgrades. So if we're paying close attention, maybe we'll see how quickly he gets double bid axe. MegaRandom map here, so lots of marshy terrain, some of this buildable terrain, but kind of difficult to get a TC down anywhere. Plenty of gold especially, but gold and stone close to the TCs. See BazookaBlowJoe here venturing out, looking to get some intel on the opponents. And so far, let's see. Idle TC time always the big thing with these games, right? Like that's always a challenge for all of us. Purple pushing in some deer, but did have a little idle TC time. And I think that's the only reason why he's at a few villagers behind there. All right, and we're back up to these shenanigans with the lame here. We're going to see if we can get the fog of war from Red's perspective. He's coming in to stop this lame. We saw a lame attempt from the idiot last game. Can he have success here? Doubles back. The scout doing a pretty good job of getting between the enemy scout. Red's doing a good job blocking, but oh, he's going to lure it back for him. I think this goes on for about a half hour, so we could check back in with this at any point here, but I think this is about the point here where, yeah, just end up calling it and running away. I'm curious to see, I meant to pay more attention during that, what the idle TC time was. Kudos to Red here. I don't think he had any idle TC time accrued during that. I'm at 29 seconds, so not amazing, but honestly, I thought I could have been worse. You know, it's fun to try something like that, but it clearly doesn't always work out. Let's see if anyone's thrown down a dock here. There doesn't appear to be any fish at all. No deep fish. Yellow. Luring in the rhino, but just not as close to the TC as you'd like. So, not the end of the world, right? But it'd be good to let that come in a little further before tasking the other villagers to take it out. No big deal. We're all here for fun, right? So, I think you can enjoy this game in many ways. Doesn't need to be some ultra competitive, try hard fest either, you know. This villager's just admiring this house he built. And hey, you know what? I'm pretty sure if I built a house, I would take some time to just appreciate it. You know, so kudos to this guy.
Bonjour.
You gotta take some time to smell the roses.
Bonjour.
And you know what? He can't be bothered to put that palisade there.
Ra.
She can take care of that, and he's got other things to do. So we'll check in with the true idiot. Got the barracks down, almost up to feudal age. Looks like he's going to have a good feudal time here on 19 pop, 18 villagers.
Timo.
Stable probably coming down behind this one, would imagine. There it is. There it is. So gotta love that with the hunt for the Mongols. I think he's been pushing in the ibex, picking up a little gold here as well. Probably gonna turn that into a pretty quick castle time. Red also pushing in those ibex. Looks like I was doing some of the same here. Villager counts all look pretty good. I mean, as a matter of fact, for we'll call it Evil's team because Evil Tirana in red. Evil's team generally with the villager edge. It's pretty close, and I think with the uptimes, the idiots here are going to do all right. Well, scout fight, but scout fight is rough. So if you don't already know this, the scout gets both a speed and an attack boost in feudal age. So that's unfortunate getting caught out. There's not a lot necessarily that purple could have done there. Maybe just pull back earlier, recognizing that gray is in feudal age. Looks like red is going to be the first player up for his team. Getting a barracks down pretty heavily on gold, so not a surprise here that I think the Ethiopians end up transitioning into archers. And he's looking the best overall in terms of idle TC time, only 2 seconds, which is great.
C.
Purple bringing in that rhino. There we go. Looks like that's gonna be a nice clean blue there. Perfect. Yellow does not want to get messed with. Dropping some walls down here on the front of the base. And not a bad idea just to kind of limit the raids. See, purple's done some small walls here as well. Green getting some walls here also. But the idiots, in true fashion, what are walls for? We're idiots, we don't need them. Red's getting that first range down. So far, not a lot of military on the field, although I think with Gray's scouts, these scouts are coming in looking for some opportunities. And this is the moment where, as many say, there's always a hole, meaning there's always an opening in the wall, but maybe in this case there isn't. So good job for purple, but that does mean these scouts are going to look elsewhere. And that is going to be a little unfortunate for yellow because those walls are not going to be closed up. And 5 scouts, does he have upgrades on these? I want to say that might be bloodlines in. If I knew my HP amounts better, I would know for sure. Gonna pick another walling villager there. That's a rough thing for yellow there because if that was closed up, wouldn't have to deal with this. But now all these walls really aren't helping. Since this wood line needs to kind of be abandoned here. It's just a lot of distraction too. So I know if this were me, yep, that last villager just got trained, and it's really difficult to, when this is going on, pay enough attention to keeping the TC working. I'm definitely guilty of that. So idle time's ticking up, which honestly might be the most painful part of this. Ooh. Gray here coming in with the block and picking that villager as well. 1 scout goes down, but I think with 3 villagers down, the price of 1 scout, and this looks like going to be a 4th, maybe a 5th here potentially. I think Gray's going to be pretty happy with that. Oh, and yellow has a villager outside the walls. BazookaBlowJoe coming over here and just adding the punishment. So no rest for the pocket on this side. Meanwhile, this scout just out seeing what's up. Yellow scout, probably an auto scout there, just running through the TC. But looks like as an idiot here, no recognition, no reaction. That's the way I like to play it. Villager count's looking after that rating, villager counts are looking definitely more in favor for the Idiots team here. And I say the Idiots team, we all know. It's collectively, all of us idiots. That's a lot of scouts to deal with for yellow, so you got to feel for them. We've all been there where you just get, I mean, this is 2 players now. As TC can really only fire at one side at a time, for that matter, right? That just feels brutal. Off of wood. Man, I hate those games that end up off of wood. He's going to pick up a couple scouts here. Maybe the scouts just ended up getting passed to those farms. But the damage has been done. And the TC has been so focused on just keeping villagers alive that new villagers aren't really coming out and it's leaving them behind. Red, on the other hand, has managed to not only maintain the lead in villagers, he's simultaneously going forward with 10 archers, as the idiot here is coming forward with 10 archers. They're just going to be like ships in the night here, just passing. Red's going to come in. Good opportunity, actually, to disrupt the gold here. And he sees this crossbow. He's going to pounce on that. Does not... Honestly, maybe would have been better off just going right for the gold, but, you know, it's easy to say that. Meanwhile, Blue coming in. Gonna maybe... I don't think the villager goes down, actually, with the benefit of having been in the game. Tough thing for Red is that Green is also here with scouts, so that just having a whole nother thing to focus on besides, hey, there's a crossbow in my base. Also having to react to scouts makes it tough. Does have a couple spearmen, I believe. Yeah, the spearmen react to the villager being attacked, which is a little unfortunate here as they go down. Does have a pretty good archer mass. Let's go check in. Gray harassing this barracks from purple, and does see barracks or purple does have a barracks down already. He is going to get this one down, but he loses. Ooh, another villager. Nice pick from Gray there, adding to the punishment. Red does a nice job here of getting his villagers involved, and part of where that's helpful is it limits what hotkeys are relevant. Can't use the stop command for the archers. They're going to tend to just shoot at whatever's closest. And in that case, I didn't want them going after the villagers. So that worked out well. But BazookaBlowJoe, who coming in, does get a villager pick. He weakens a couple more. And we just, I believe, heard the true idiot get up a castle age, immediately dropping a castle. We're seeing the gold income. We're seeing the wood income. Abandons the food, we know what's coming, and it's going to be MegaRandom for our friend here in Gray. Checking back in at villager counts, looks like that's still in favor of the idiots here. Not by a huge margin. You would think with the punishment that yellow took that his bill count would be way down. But at 28 bills, it's actually not that bad for him. In blue here, we do have a slight bill lead over red, so that's helpful because right now red is has the score lead for that team. So if we can get the punishment here, 11 crossbow going to be going up against 13, make it 14 archers. But these are Ethiopian archers, and I remember in game not really taking that into account. Ethiopian archers fire, I believe, 18% faster, if I'm remembering right. This crossbow around the hill, but remember, the Britain bonus is extra range. That's really not helping in a fight like this where everything's fairly close quarters. And Red takes a nice fight there, ends up with 7 archers remaining. Has probably an opportunity to push forward, although there are already 4 crossbow, and there's more being added. So it's not necessarily a terrible situation for blue, just not the best fight. MegaRandom with some camels now out for Gray. MegaRandom are such a fantastic raiding unit. Love playing with them, hate playing against them. And now we have all of the idiot team here into Castle Age. We've got BazookaBlowJoe has thrown down a second TC, so that eco's gonna be rolling nicely. Yellow, I think, is the only player still in feudal age, but that's understandable given the pressure. This important fight, I think, certainly for Red to try to hold. The scouts come in, they take a lot of the fire, so that these crossbow end up getting a lot better engagement than they would otherwise. The crossbow upgrade just now came in for Red, but he only has 4 left. I don't know if the micro was really that helpful, but that fight does change the outcome here pretty significantly, as now he has to garrison his new units. He does have 2 TCs, but Red is going to be under pressure from Gray here as well. And there again, it's tough enough to focus on eco and military, let alone being attacked from 2 sides. So Gray picks a couple villagers on the gold, 3 villagers on the gold, in fact. So that's a nice pick. Loses down on the farms. That's just a tremendous amount of pressure. I think Red played one hell of a game here. Doing what he can with skirms and crossbows. He does have that faster firing rate after all. I think you got to try to clear up this gold just to get something back. You know, if you can get a TC over here to control that, you keep that relatively safe. But I don't. Maybe he does end up clearing this up. Yeah, he does end up clearing that up. Does have so these Mangudai are still prowling around. Before Mangudai can drop villagers awfully quickly. Purple booming up. He's got 3 TCs now, so I think that is the most TCs of any player. Well, also in blue here with 3 TCs. 3 TC boom on a map like this where you just don't have a lot of places to build is a relatively large boom. Oh, green coming in here on these skirms, and the challenge certainly with skirmisher is they just crumble the knights, and these aren't elite skirms. Not that knights necessarily care, but they're getting that triple pressure just when he manages to get some breathing room. That cavalry coming in and clearing up what he had, that is just so brutal. We've all had those games where it just feels like we're getting picked on from every angle. Green trapping in, I think a villager there on the gold, another villager goes down. Do we have the Eco KD? And poor Red has lost 20 villagers at this point. He's at 28. So he's lagging behind, but you really can't blame him. He's had pressure from 3 players all at once. Coming forward here for the castle on the ranges too, so it's not looking better for him. I think Yellow's working his way up to castle age, pretty heavy on stone. Getting some production buildings down, but I think at this point it's going to be a little bit on the late side. So kept safe. This is the challenge. You know, you kind of invest into the walls. That takes time. Gets to castle age, but it's just going to be too long before you can really support. Purple doing a nice job getting the eco rolling, but I think given the triple pressure on poor Red here, I think, you know, Red's playing a hell of a game just to be alive, but it's a lot to ask. Now Purple is trying to make a push here on Gray, so it's not as if he's sitting back doing nothing. But does have to run away from the camel. The camel Mangudai combo, pretty solid, because I think even against skirmishers, the camel and scout cavalry there will do pretty well. So that's a little tough, as which is a strong composition, and it's only going to get stronger as the game goes on. And we do end up seeing a GG there, or at least just calling it. You know, I think Red played a good game. The unfortunate thing is the Mongols using their mobility, the Magyars using their mobility, and then being stacked up next to the Britons. That's a lot to take on as a player. We'll take a look through some statistics here. Certainly a little more self-serving cast this time, but it's all in good fun. And like I said, I was kind of curious to see some of the idle time stuff especially from early in the game. We'll go to, so the KD ratio for the True Idiot here, only lost 4 units, took out 27. Red managing to take out 42 units, but lost a lot in the process. So I think, you know, obviously a chunk of that was villagers with all that pressure he was getting. But everyone here on the idiot team taking a nice KD. Economy, most food for the Burgundian player, so not necessarily too surprising. I think that, you know, it's just a matter of that didn't quite kick in soon enough. Burgundians are a strong civ. It's always tough to know how much to invest into eco before getting some pressure on your opponents. Probably just felt a little bit hesitant given the amount of pressure Gray was dealing out. And if we look at times here, not too surprising. We see by at least a couple minutes, the fastest feudal time for the Mongols. They get that hunt bonus, which really helps with the feudal age time. And then the Britons, there was plenty of water buffalo, so worked out, and the gold was close to the TC, so worked out well for a pretty quick, fast castle. Red taking those good fights with the archers, I think, kind of neutralized the Britons' fast castle play. And I think if it wasn't for just the fact that he was getting pressure from the pocket as well as the Mongols being able to send those 4 Mangudai, you know, you lose 3 villagers on a gold here. It also distracts you. It's just so difficult to keep up with. I think so the castle, yeah, just a couple castles in the game. Obviously, the Mongol player got a castle down right after hitting Castle Age, getting those Mangudai out. Yeah, fun one at least. Hopefully enjoyable. This is a little more self-indulgent, just because of the fact that, you know, it's one we played recently. But wanted to post something, and you know, never fun to be on the receiving end of all that pressure. I hope Red was still able to, you know, find some enjoyment, and I think a game well played. And we're all here to have a good time. So even if he's getting pressure, hopefully there's still some enjoyment with it. And same for purple and yellow as well. I think, you know, yellow got the double team early, so he also got scouts from gray and green. It's tough to bounce back from that. So no shame. GG, and catch you guys next time.